Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. I am the Holistic Yogi, and I am Kamala Ingrid. My name is Kamala Ingrid. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today I have the privilege to actually have a beautiful guest from Norway, and it's basically where climbing meets yoga. So I'll be happy to introduce you. Let's get started. Hello, everybody. I am the Holistic Yogi, Kamala Ingrid, your host. And today I have a beautiful guest from Norway. Her name is Marie. And Marie, thank you for joining us today. Welcome. And I would love everybody to know a little bit about you. And what got my interest on you was basically because you love yoga. And at the same time, you love climbing. Two opposite things. How does it, go ahead and let us know a little bit about yourself and what got you started.
Yeah, so I guess I'm very much, what should I say, fascinated by this life and view life as a journey. So for me to combine yoga and climbing, it just it brings the best from two worlds, really.
Wow.
You get the yeah, you get the peace from yoga and the enjoyment of the moments.
The excitement, right?
Yeah.
Climbing, I could imagine. My daughter's a hiker, so I could just imagine. And her experiences on hiking is very, surreal. The beautiful pictures that she captures, and at the same time. So, how does it feel when you're climbing up there? Like, how high have you climbed?
That's why I started doing yoga climbing, actually, because I'm climbing outdoors because of the pandemic.
Ah.
So I didn't want to climb too tall so that I might hurt myself.
Right. That's good. You're taking your precaution.
Yeah.
Okay. But is it scary?
It can be a little bit scary, I think. I'm pushing my boundaries sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I would do that unless I know I'm indoors and I know that I have something that I'm not going so high.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of courage. That's awesome. And how is it? How long have you been doing the climbing? How long have you been actually climbing?
I started doing climbing maybe when I was 15.
Wow.
Or something.
Okay. And you are now how old?
I'm 28.
Oh, well, you're a baby still.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome. But that's awesome. So you liked it from that point on. And how does it make you feel? How do you describe it? And how do you compare it to yoga?
Yeah, good questions. I very much I think I started my Instagram account as an encouragement for myself to get more into nature.
Okay.
And go outside more and to enjoy those hobbies. I kind of figured that I shouldn't be climbing too high because I made myself a rule from failing a couple of times and falling down. And
was it pretty bad?
No, it wasn't pretty bad at all. Just some pants that got ripped and yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I decided that I shouldn't climb taller than what I'm comfortable falling down.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So, but then when you go exploring in nature, or that's what I do, I go and explore, and then I found a place which seems interesting to do some yoga or climbing. Wow. And yeah, and then it kind of gets a little bit boring just to climb back and forth.
So then you go in and you pause and you do your yoga while you're up there.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. And what got you into yoga? And how long ago have you been doing it? When did you start?
I think I started, maybe it's 4 years ago now, probably. I did some yoga before that, but when I went to India with my class during my master's, one of the girls was a yoga instructor. So she would wake up, I think 5 in the morning, and do her own routine for 2 hours. And then she would wake up with us, or we would wake up, the rest of the class, and she would do an hour with us as well.
Nice.
Instruct us. So then I got a nice routine, and I'm like going in and out from yoga, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
But it's always there, and it's a nice reminder to just get into my own space.
Yes, absolutely. So you like that feeling that you get from it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
awesome. And what have been some of the challenges encountering that you've encountered at some point in your life and you use these techniques to kind of ground you? What has happened in your life that you use? Have you been able to use them to ground you?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when I feel extra stressed,
Hmm.
I really feel like not like the practice of yoga. It's very meditative and therapeutic, if
Yes,
that's the right
that's
word.
correct.
Yeah. So, but even if I'm not able to get into the headspace of yoga,
Uh-huh.
I even if I do yoga, I just feel like relaxing the nerves.
Right.
It does wonders for me.
Yes, it's a very, very
Yeah.
ancient practice that really takes you to a place of serenity and groundness and being
Mm.
present it between the breathing, the poses. Um, and I can say that because I found that practice since I was a child. So
Mm.
I started practicing a long time ago. So I was 11 when I started.
Wow. How did
Yeah.
you end up doing it?
It actually started from when I was a child. I had seizures. So my dad seizures. So my father actually brought me to a yogi in Columbia University, New York, who basically gave me a book on practicing
Wow.
basic yoga, which and understanding the body. So I read the book, taught myself from the book he gave me, and I found it very fascinating. However, I dove more into the part of the physical than the mental part. The mental came later as I started getting into more of the practice of the pranayamas, the breathing. Because at first I was caught up more in the being young in the physical aspect of trying to get into headstands and doing all these things you can do. And then as I got a little older, I would say at the age of 13 is when I started diving more into the psychology of it and understanding more about the chakras and how, and I found that fascinating. And one thing led into the other. And yeah, over the year, I basically never had another seizure. At the age of 16 was my last one. And I documented everything.
Mm.
And I didn't think I was going to become a yoga teacher at all until I ended up going through a major alter life change at that time, which was my divorce. And then at that point, it was what my hobby became my life. I never thought, everybody was loving my classes that I would take, I would do on it on the side as a hobby because I didn't charge much at the time. I was just teaching as a sub for friends and things like that, not because it was more because everybody was wanting me to be a teacher. And I just did it as a hobby. But when I went through my change in life, I decided to take that leap and everything opened up for me. The doors just opened up, and before I knew it, I was taking classes, teaching classes, and I just grew overnight like that from one thing to another. Before I know it, I was like, this was meant to be. So that was what led my career to become more of a yoga teacher, and everything I learned over the years led me to where I am today. So I've been teaching for now over 20 years.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, 20 years. And that's it's fascinating, but I integrate yoga with everything in life. To me, yoga is what I do in my personal, to my business, to my as a mother, as a girlfriend. Everything I do to my friends, everything is all related to what I do with yoga. It's that mind body connection. You can't separate the two. So that's how
So, what does holistic mean to you?
everything natural as much as possible. Like I've integrated. I came from a Hispanic family where their you meat is very and is part of your life and everything. And as I slowly got into my yoga practice over my early years of my life in my 20s, I started testing it, becoming vegan, vegetarian, and then I went into pescatarian. um, when I had my daughter was born, it was a little difficult to change that because I didn't know how to handle a proper diet for a child as she's growing up. So I didn't want to ruin that. So I kept her I introduced her only just to fish and chicken, but mainly a vegetarian diet. And when she went to college, she took it to a vegan diet. So now she's totally vegan, 100%. And it feels good because, I wasn't at the time, how do I, educated enough on how to handle a child growing up with a vegan diet and what to feed them right. So I didn't want to keep her malnourished. I only knew what to do. I knew to give her fish once a week, chicken once a week, and the rest, vegetarian the rest of the days. So I balanced it as well as I could, so, and she grew up fantastic, and now she's vegan. She's able to balance her own and stay in a healthy place. So, but that was my beginning holistically. Now everything I do stays in a holistic manner. I'm not big on medications, like, I don't know about you with the COVID. Me personally, I stay very healthy, so I don't choose to put the vaccine, but I don't go into public places unless it's like the store, things that I need to get, but I don't put myself out there. So I stay home. I do most of the stuff at home. We cook at home. Everything we do is completely organic and holistic. So that I stay as possible as well. And I'm fairly very healthy. So
yeah, I really think it's important to focus on the body as well as the mind and the spirit.
yes, all connected.
Yeah, because I think that sometimes in modern society we neglect the body in a lot of circumstances. Yeah, we want to like keep on going, and then we forget, or I at least forget, that I have boundaries and my body needs rest.
Yes, yes, it's very important for us to find that balance in your mind and body, and know when to pull away when we're overdoing it, because we can run ourselves down, put those into our body, mirror it in our bodies, and before you know, that's how you can cause a disease or get something if you're doing too much of it. Anything in excessive will break down. So
yeah.
So I hear you like philosophy.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I'm having a little trouble with your.
I like to think a lot about. Is it better now, or?
Yes, that's better now. Okay.
Maybe it's the connection.
Yes, I know we're going from Norway, so it's a long way.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that because I was a little bit nervous before joining this podcast. I've been on the other end before, like you, and interviewing people, but I'm not very used to being on this end and trying to find my perspective. So I was thinking about what I wanted to talk to about today. And some things that I'm like trying to figure out in my life is to actually how to find this balance. And because I kind of want to do everything at once, and I'm very impatient.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
I totally get that feeling you're talking about. Been there. Like I said, in all my life, I've been basically wanting to do everything now. And what I've experienced now that I'm in my late 40s, I wish, I knew what I knew now when I was younger, like your age, but everything comes in strides. I think when you're in your early and late 20s, you're still finding yourself. And then when you hit your 30s, you're looking for that purpose. And then when you hit your 40s, it's almost like you're more in that sense of you understand and you kind of let things flow. From my perspective, since you're young, and like what I've done with my own daughter, who's 24, is let things flow. Write down everything you can, what you want to achieve, but be open to the time.
Write it down?
Yeah, journal.
Did you say, yeah? Oh, that's really interesting. I just did that before.
Yeah, journal, but be open to just be open to the time, open to letting things flow in its proper timing, because you may be presented with somebody, you may be presented with a book, you may be presented with something online, you may be presented with something on the news or on TV. Whatever it is that you're asking for may come to you in different ways that you won't even expect. Don't create expectation. It has to be a certain way. Just allow it to happen. And it's never always going to be what you want or how you envision it. It's always the unexpected. It's what I've encountered over my years of just manifesting things I've wanted. Because it's good to plan it out, write it down, journal what you want, and let it flow, because it'll come. It all will put itself into perspective. I knew was going to do something online. Did I think it was a big podcast? No. Did I think I would be basically promoting an app pretty soon, which is almost developed, a personal app, where everybody can see me worldwide.
What are you creating?
Kamala Ingrid, and it's about a holistic app, basically, where I will integrate the podcast that you guys, so you'll be on it. It will have a course of 21-day reset, which is about learning to detox your mind and body. In that course, you will be given a 21-day vegan book to follow through. You will go through my courses every 6 days out of the week for 3 weeks. You will follow a yoga class, a breathing class, active release therapy class, journaling. There will be vision board. You will get once a week with me, a personal call via Zoom. You will have on Sundays, we will go and meet up on a private link where you will join what we call a sacred circle. So that way, as you're going through whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you want to transform or grow with, it will take you to that place of, if you're stuck, you can work with the group or you can talk to me separately. So it's a template of basically showing you how to use it in any part of your life. So it's a form of resetting, kind of like how people do those 3-day detox. It's like resetting the body. Well, this is resetting the mind that is connected with the body, because to reset the mind, you also need to reset the body. So any goals that you are looking forward to achieve, or any things that you want to, it's always achievable, but you have to set. And so it's also teaching you accountability, journaling, connecting with others that are like-minded, that will help you through that and help you with whatever it is that you're looking forward to. And just having that safe space that we sometimes need to be able to either talk in community, and at the same time be able to understand your wants and needs with people that are like-minded. So it's like that's what I'm going to create. So I'm going to have different kind of courses added to it, classes, yoga classes that you will also have. So you can take classes along online with me. And so yeah, it's an app that's going to have all the wellness in there. And my goal is eventually to get also into the vegan recipes. That's down the road. And I'm also into herbs, so natural herbs, and teaching like how you can create like little tinctures and things like that that you can eventually buy them, so that it's an organically and holistic way of taking things to help you supplement or health care for your face, that kind of thing. So it's gonna grow, but it's a lot of work. It's in baby steps, and it's almost at a point where I'm about to launch it soon. It's taken me longer than I anticipated. I had planned it in December, but I had some that's why I tell you, sometimes you can't always expect things to fall like you want it. You just let them slowly fall in place. And I learned to let go. So don't be patient. Don't be impatient. Just allow to have patience when things don't, because it's also timing.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that help you?
Yeah, that's good points. And the app sounds lovely.
Thank you.
Sounds
Thank
like
you.
a well-needed concept.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I wanted
Mm.
something different, other than just classes. I wanted something. This is what I do on my everyday life, basically, with a lot of my clients. It's empowering them. I'm a mind coach and a yoga teacher, and I have my own products, my active release therapy balls that release a lot of tension and that we carry in our bodies and help open up the body through trigger point release. So it's me integrating all of this onto the app where you don't have to fly me all the way across the sea. You can just get it on an app and be able to have it in a basic way. So that's what I'm working on, basically. So it's basic, easy for you to follow.
Amazing.
So tell me a little bit more about you and the philosophy and what you're looking into getting a PhD on that. Is that so?
I'm kind of working on different projects at once. So,
Okay. There.
It's strange with my microphone today.
Yeah, it's there.
But you can hear me now?
Yes. I can hear you now.
Good. Yeah, good. So yeah, I want to do a lot of different things. So I'm focusing on how I can work well with my PhD, which is in fire safety. Yeah.
Fire safety. What brings you to that?
I have a background in international development.
Okay.
And also with safety works with the Norwegian Refugee Council and with the Red Cross.
Nice.
That's yeah. What should I say? Like losing my words now. Volunteering and internshipping and stuff like that through my education.
Good. How much time do you have left for that? When are you almost done, or you just started?
My PhD just started last year, so I have 2 more years.
Okay, good luck
for that one. Yeah.
And how are you going to? And what's the other projects that are you looking at that you're saying that you also want to do?
I started a blog a little bit over a year ago, actually on a travel in the US. I was hitchhiking through California. It was a very nice adventure, and I started to think about how I can kind of what should I say? Or I'm very interested in connecting with people. I think I lost you a little bit.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. You're fine. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm interested in how to connect with people.
Okay.
So I started this blog that I call The Footloose with Roots.
The Footloose with Roots?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. What made you get? How did you come up with that name?
The concept is that being footloose, being a little bit restless.
Yes, yes.
But then also
grounded. Staying grounded.
Yeah, grounding.
I like that. That's very cute. Very cute.
Or acknowledging. Yeah, thanks.
I like it.
Acknowledging.
So how long has this blog been out? How long?
I think I started posting on the blog from March 2020. Yeah. And it's a slow process because it's on the side of my PhD.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but I'm interviewing people. I'm trying to find like a starting point of where we can connect with each other as human beings, to see humanity in each other, to tell stories from people's lives.
Nice. And what kind of stories are you looking for this particular blog you're in, that you're working on right now? What type of people what is your group of people that you're looking for? People that are travelers?
So what it started out with was me interviewing people that I met while hitchhiking.
Okay.
So I just connected it, and I thought it was really scary at first, asking people if they wanted to be part of my blog. I don't know if you experienced something similar to the podcast.
Yeah, no, actually it was interesting with me. I've my partner, he's amazing. He keeps telling me stay with the holistic part, because I've also trained a lot of NFL players and things like that. So I decided to reach out to some of them that have been with me in yoga, but when I reach out to others that haven't, or anybody else that hasn't, I have to keep it within my frame that it's all about that holistic, not to pull myself out of content. So I want to stay in that. And that's where I have to like keep, if it grows, it's a different story. If I become a Joe Rogan, that's a different story. But for now, stay within my content, because he's all over the place, but it's okay. He's Joe. He can do whatever he wants. So with me, I want to stay in the content of holistic healing. So and people that are in the yoga, plant medicine, people that have done that. I did one this morning with a chiropractor who is someone I currently work with in his space. I use it, and he has moved he's started a holistic journey on plant medicine, ayahuasca, psilocybin, and how he's integrating that now to his current, wellness center, and meaning how he uses his intuition with other people, how his ego has become much more gentle and understanding himself at a deeper level. There are other people that are in my podcast that are, I have one coming pretty soon that's a well-known psychic, reader. So I would love to ask her how that, she's born that way, so how her life is and how she handles it and things like that. So that'd be interesting. Yeah, just different people that are doing things holistically and are in wellness and healing people in different ways. So that's so I go and reach out through Instagram, send out a message. A little challenging because I'm more kind of reserved, but I look at their Instagram story and I'm like, okay, this looks good. This looks like something like I did with you. When you liked my picture, what caught my attention was your name, Climbing Yoga Goat. And I was like, okay, I like that name. I don't know. It just like you just did with your blog. I like the name. And I was like, let me see who she is. And when I saw your post, I was like, oh God, she likes to climb mountains. She likes to do yoga. This is perfect. And I sent you a text. I was like, hey, you saw what I wrote to you. I stated very simple. And I say, if you're interested, fine. If you're not. And so far it's working for me. Like I said, what's natural, what's organic and is meant to be will happen. If it wasn't meant to be, we wouldn't be here talking, so I think for me, what was harder was doing this in camera, talking to other people. I like being in person. I talk organically in person, but when I'm put in front of a camera, this has taken me some time to get here. When I first started, I would freeze in the camera.
You're doing great.
Yeah, no, I could tell it's been a work. It's been work, and I try to stay calm now. Whereas before, you could tell, it's been something that I've learned to take it one step at a time, and I try not to rush myself and be present like I do in my yoga stuff. But it's been a little exciting, but I won't say it hasn't been challenging, but it's been exciting because it's rewarding at the end. And I smile when I'm editing because I realize, oh my God, it's like you climbing to the top and you're making it, and you're like, that exhilarating feeling of making it up on top might not be the same, but for me, that's how it feels. Like you finally made it and you're like, wow, I did this, and you smile.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and especially when you're able to climb down again.
Exactly. I did this. I think I prefer climbing down than going up. I don't know about going up. Climbing down, it'll be easier for me. I don't know. but who am I to say? I've never done that. So, and that's I give you props for doing that. And for anybody that does these kind of interesting sports. I think I can handle it. But it's interesting. It's just being in nature is really nice. That I do like.
Yeah, actually I really enjoy nature. And I think that's one of my biggest motivations for the climbing yoga is to be present in nature, because being in nature gives you something very special.
Yeah,
gives you kind of the gift of now, I would say.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had a very special encounter
Oh,
with a dragonfly when
really?
I was out walking. Yeah, I lost my phone on the top of a mountain, and my
Wow.
brother and I was walking around. We couldn't find it. We were both working back and forth. And then suddenly a dragonfly came out from the woods,
Uh-huh.
and I put out my finger, and the
Oh,
dragonfly would come and like land on my finger. And I
that's
just had
beautiful.
such a nice encounter with that dragonfly, and it just kind of, that encounter, it
Yeah,
reminded me that this is now like going back and forth looking for this phone. It's not that important. It's like
that's right. Yeah, because that's a piece of
when I have
material that
the
you,
opportunity to connect like that. Yeah.
yeah, that's beautiful.
So then I started to paint dragonflies, and that's the one you can see behind me here.
Oh, that's why you have it there. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's
So it's kind
awesome.
of symbolic for me.
Yeah, so you got like some kind of aha moment. You experience something. That's beautiful. I think that nature does that a lot.
Mm.
It allows you to um,
Yeah.
transcend, and especially I get when I'm able to. I haven't done it in a while, especially because of the COVID and all that stuff. We don't go out so much out all the time, but whenever we do, or we go to the beach, it grounds me. It allows me
Mm.
to kind of think of my projects and think what I want to do next. And sometimes I will get an idea, and then I'll come home and either write it down, or sometimes it stays in my mind for the most part, and then I'll implement it into my projects. So, it's just
Mm.
because I saw something or something came up in my mind at the moment that I happen to be in that place of stillness. I get information comes in. So I like it. And we have the beach. We're in Florida, so we have the beach. For me, the beach is very soothing and a form of cleansing. Cleanse the body, cleanse the mind, cleanse, and just reset yourself again. That's how I see
Mm.
it. You have the mountains.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. That's
It is
awesome.
amazing. Yeah.
So
And that's
where do you see yourself from 5 years from now? A
oh,
year to five. I mean, what do you feel
yeah.
like what you want to achieve? What is it that you're looking to do?
So actually I have no idea.
That's okay.
But
That's okay.
uh, I have so many loves in my life. I
That's,
really, but yeah, I guess it should be with people in some way, helping
okay.
maybe with social enterprise, like I mean innovation,
Innovation, huh?
entrepreneurs, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
I
nice.
really enjoy supporting
Yes.
people that are doing um, social change
Mm-hmm.
projects.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
So
Um,
I'm doing some voice acting for an organization called Grugert.
okay.
They're teaching kids about environmentalism.
And what do you do? So you go in and give your time to the children?
No, I do voice acting for a
Oh,
cartoon that they're making
that's
for
awesome.
this character called Hope that would
Yeah,
try and save the world together with her friend Grugert.
that's awesome.
A green small thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
a busy bee. Busy bee.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. That's very nice.
And that's
Um,
exactly why I need yoga in my life.
yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that. I mean, I find yoga very helpful in many ways. I mean, I don't know. One of my things I could suggest for you is like, and to tell everybody that's listening to us today, yoga is not only just about the physical part of it, it's integrating, and you can keep a basic level yoga, a nice little flow that suits your body, your personality. No, sometimes people get caught up in oh, let's do this power class, or let's do Ashtanga, let's do this. And not everybody's meant for that. Just do a gentle flow that opens you up, that grounds you, that gets your body moving in order for you. And then with the breath work, integrating the two, you're allowing now the mind to reset, balance everything out, and at the same time, just open up yourself for whatever's coming that day. and you do this daily, it helps the body stay grounded. It's beautiful, you know. And then the best thing is to introduce a very clean diet to keep the mind, your headspace clear. You know, keeping it from getting fogged helps also as you get older. Um, Basically, it's like the fountain of youth. So you find yourself and you eat very much like a vegan diet. You slow down the aging process. You stay healthier.
Yeah.
You live a much better life and you have more energy. You don't fog up your mind so much. You don't go into feeling moods, you know, and things like that. It's actually very beneficial for both men and women, but women
Yeah.
in general, because women do go through a lot, you know, especially through childbirth, through the, you know, for those that are mothers. Then you have the, you know, when they're done, they go through the postpartum depression, some of them. So if they were to do all these things, you know, to maintain a nice little yoga flow for them, breath, they would avoid a lot of that stuff. It would help them a lot. And then you've got the women that are older, like myself, that, you know, that will go into, as they, at some point, they'll start going in, hitting menopause. So it's like, it's also finding that balance with that too. So you don't have a hard time transitioning. So women more than men, but it is always important to have a nice practice that you can keep going for life, just like brushing your teeth every day. You know, doing combing your hair every day. Just keeping it as a part of your life is important.
Kind of like reminding myself when I'm doing yoga that I am valuable for
Yes,
myself, that I don't
absolutely.
always need to strive for something else outside myself.
Exactly. It's your story.
Yeah.
You're the one that's creating it. So you should be able to make the story the best story ever. You're here once in a lifetime, so make that story the best that you know, what you want to see and
Yeah.
create it, because it's only you can make those thoughts come and go. So if you want, and if you make yourself valuable, then you will be valuable to yourself and to the world that you're lending a hand to.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I think that could be, I'm just turning off the sound of my phone. I'm sorry
it's okay.
for the
It's okay.
beeping.
It's all right.
Yeah. I
And
think it can be a little bit challenging for like my generation and the generations to come, because there is so much focus on how hurtful people are to the planet and the environment, right?
yes,
So sometimes I'm thinking like what is my value in all of this? I'm more like a source of pain in a way
yeah, you brought a
than
good point. It is very difficult today, especially because social media has been very, it kind of took a whole different look since the COVID and everybody's been home. You find yourself now operating online more, but you don't have, there's a lot of people that are still not really truly using it like for the right things, like how you and I are using it for a tool to empower people and to help. That's different versus some people just are looking for it to send the wrong message or do the wrong thing, you know, more for likes than they are, and they're not being who they truly are. And that's where I find it's hard for society, because, you know, especially the young generation that are looking for approval in the wrong ways. And that's the sad
yeah.
part, you know, because nowadays I see children with iPhones and having their own Instagram. I'm like, they don't even know what it is to have a phone and even pay for bills. They don't know any responsibility and they already have a phone. It's crazy. You know, as a mother who you know, had the privilege to raise a daughter, I'm very blessed that I wasn't in this time zone, because it's very hard for a lot of parents to really raise their
Yeah.
children in this time. It is, I find it very challenging and interesting, but yeah, I've got to give it to those parents that are in this space. You know,
Right. I think the work that you're doing is super important in this regard as well, because I think rooting ourselves and finding our own strength, I think that's the solution, because we have so much emotional baggage
Oh yeah.
hanging on to ourselves. And I think if people could be more content about themselves or actually love themselves, we wouldn't look for approvals through, for example,
Exactly.
owing all the best things and using so many resources, looking for status outside ourselves, but rather being content and secure.
Yeah. I mean, the basic thing is basically confronting those fears, confronting those demons, and
Mm.
acknowledging it so you can actually move on from it, learning where that comes from, why and when did you start that feeling. And when you do, you write all these things down. There's always something that comes around in life that tests you again, but then you won't react the same way because now you have acknowledged that feeling and been aware, and you hold yourself accountable because only you can hold yourself accountable, not that someone else. People can hold your hand, give you the tools, guide you, but really it's up to you to make the change. You have to make the difference. You have to want it in order for you to improve your life. You can't tell me, oh, I'm doing the work and then eventually you're not, because in the end it's not hurting me, you're hurting yourself. So, and that's what we have, a lot of people that in this world that do that a lot. So it's like, really, in the end, you're getting the tools, apply it, use it, hold yourself accountable. And when you're able to achieve those small little baby steps, you're able to achieve anything. It's just, don't overload yourself and reward yourself. Like you said, self-love. Do things that you love doing. It's
Mm.
it's definitely a good way of you know, I, as a child, didn't always have everything given to at all given to me. So I basically searched for the answers through books. Um, Sometimes we didn't have Google like it was like today, but I still found information I needed to find. And as time went by and as I got older, it would be people that came into giving me information. Oh, did you hear about so and so? And it would be something that I was relatively curious about at some point. And so it comes to you. Whatever you're seeking will come to you. Just be open for it. Let me see. Now, what can you say right now in regarding, like, for our listeners today? Do you have any words of wisdom?
Oh. Let me think. I think, like, personally for me, I'm always looking for something. So coming from my own source and trying to give an advice to someone that's maybe struggling with the same things that I am is that, like, there is no clear-cut solutions really, that we're all just humans and
Yes.
we all try as best as we can and to relax with that and find peace, because peace and moments of now are really the gift of life.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that very much. And it's true. You just have to find yourself. Basically, there's always going to be a lot of challenges in life, and it's learning to handle them and find that inner peace. I always look at things on a, positive and negative. The same problem, turn it into a positive. Why did it come to me? What am I learning? And how can I make use of it? And not create so much obstacles, but try to figure out a solution. So I love it's very similar to what you just said, just flow with it, you can find peace. And so it's very similar to the way I think as well. I like that. So thank you so much. I enjoyed talking with you today. Um, I
Yeah, me
look
too.
forward to seeing you down the road, and I'll have to connect you, everybody, with your blog if it's still currently active. Yes,
Yeah,
I'll put the
that would be
blog on the
lovely.
link, and I'll put your Instagram so people can follow you and see your adventures that you've been doing, those hikes that take you up in the mountains, those yoga poses. I love it. And I would love to read those stories also. So I look forward to those as well. But thank you so much, Anne-Marie.
Lovely.
You were a pleasure, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you as well for showing warmth and love.
Everything. It was my pleasure and it was an honor. Thank you so much.